Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, from Eric Lima Shenangians of 1977, it's time for the PLE Event Center, where our host talks about the results from a WWE PLE event. And now here's the man to bring you all the results from the PLE event himself, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode number 2438 of the show. I had a great time at the Portuguese Feast, the Madeira Feast, the Feast of the Blessed Sacrament, whatever you want to call it. I want to give a shout out to President Carl Colangelo. Did an excellent job with the feast, running it this year as president. I believe that he has done a wonderful job with the feast. No major incidents happened. It was positive vibes. It was fun vibes all around. It was great running into some old friends there. Once again, I am very, very pleased as punch. Even though I went there for only 2 days, I've heard it was a great success. Congratulations, and we'll do it again this year. Let me tell, not this year, next year. I got to tell you, if it had not been for COVID in 2020. The Portuguese Feast would have been run for 110 years. Would have been, technically. But if it had not been for COVID, that would have been the case. It would have been for 110 years. And like I said, today was my grandfather's birthday. Happy heavenly birthday to my vavá. He would have been 100 years old today. And I think a few days later, my grandmother would have been 100 years old today. Unbelievable. So I'm, I figured, going to the feast in their honor. That's what I decided to do, because it's, if you think about it, I am of Portuguese descent, and I figured, going to feast. I'm not a drinker at all, so I just go there for food, family, friends, and fun. That's all it is. That's the 4 F's, all right? Kurt Angle has the 3 I's. I got the 4 F's, okay? Food, family, friends, and fun. That's why I go to the feast. So, just to have fun, vibe a little bit, and just walk around. And and you know what? After a rough start to the month of August, it's just something I needed. But I will explain more on that when we get done with this video, because we're gonna get to it. I just finished watching SummerSlam Night 2. Holy Christmas! Now, if you don't want any spoilers, I advise you all not to watch my videos. Okay? That's the thing. If anybody yells at me that I'm posting spoilers and all that, here's what you should not do. Don't watch my videos on these major pay-per-view events. And, oh boy. And because I will kind of get at you. If you're going to yell at me for posting spoilers, here's an idea, dummy. Don't watch my videos. So there's that, and you don't want me to get mad at you. I've done too much. I'll explain. All right. So Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, kicked off SummerSlam, asking everybody if they're ready, getting everybody hyped, and the first matchup was this night was all title matches. Title matches and stipulations all around. The Women's World title match, triple threat, Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. Now, Naomi's entrance is very, very special, Now, her father, his real name is Sean McRae. He is a guitarist. And the way he helped play his daughter to the ring, that was really cool. He's shredding the guitar and all that. I thought it was a member of In Living Color, to be totally honest, but the dude was playing the guitar like Wade Barrett described him as Jimi Hendrix, and he, and that motivated his daughter. And what a heck of a matchup with these 3 ladies. And Rhea Ripley still cannot win the big one, unfortunately. And Rhea Ripley's about to go nuts again. And if I were everybody in the women's division, I'd back out. I'd back away, including poor Io Sky. And because Naomi retains the title. Question is, who should be facing next? You know, in my personal opinion, I think Natalya Neidhart, aka Natty Neidhart, should get a shot at the title. I don't want, people are seeing a different Natalya. In my personal opinion, they saw a different version of Natalya, Natty, if you will. She's been going around every independent organization. She's feuded with Kenzie Page, and she's now in a scrap with Masha Slamovich, the former TNA Knockouts champ. So, and I heard they were supposed to go at GCW, so we'll see how this is. Excuse me for a minute, folks. I'm gonna blow my nose. So yeah, so there is that. So Naomi retains the title. In attendance, Tyrese Halliburton, Nick Hogan, and WWE Hall of Famer Michelle McCool. Nick Hogan wants to honor his dad, and by sitting back and enjoying SummerSlam, an event that his father has been part of for years and years. And I feel that I think Nick Hogan is doing his father proud by attending these events, and he's got to somehow represent the family, because Linda Hogan has been out of whack ever since the divorce. Brooke Hogan doesn't want anything. Brooke Hogan wants to do her thing. She's being a mom now and everything else. But and then you got Nick Hogan, and you got Nick, who's basically more closer to his father than before. So it was great to see Nick Hogan there and showing love. People show him love, and I really appreciate him being there. Tyrese Halliburton, I think he had surgery on his leg or something like that basically knocked the Pacers out for the NBA title that went to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And also in attendance, a Hall of Fame tag team, the Dudley Boys, and current TNA tag team champions, the Hardy Boys, in attendance to see and you know what's funny? They said, the Hardy Boys are at SummerSlam. They said, probably to check out the CLC match, and they said they're not. And whoever commented that was wrong, because they were there to see the matchup. And so that next, the six-pack TLC challenge for the basically that's what it is. The six-pack TLC challenge for the tag team title. The Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy, defending against the Street Profits, the former champs they defeated. DIY, who basically started this mess, to be totally honest. DIY's been, ever since losing the belt, they've started to become crybabies. The Motor City Machine Guns, Fraction, that's Nathan Frazier in action for those who keep the score, and the team of Rey Fenix and Andrade. This matchup was so crazy. Of course, Candice LeRae, which Michael Cole, for the first time, finally got the name right. Michael Cole. Congratulations for getting Candice LeRae's name right. Wade Burns going, wow, he got it right. It was so funny. And and then Candice LeRae got involved. We knew she was going to get involved. B-Fab was going to get involved. We knew that was going to happen. Nikki Cross was already hanging out. We knew that she was getting involved. Candice LeRae took the worst bump by going through a ladder and broken in half. But she's, I hope she's okay, seriously. Because that's and then the Wyatt Six came into play. Rest of the Wyatt Six, Uncle Howdy and Eric Rowan got involved, fighting off everybody, and that enabled Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis to retain the tag team titles. And you know what? I'm 0 for 2 in my picks and predictions. Then you got the Women's Intercontinental title on the line between Becky Lynch and then the former champ, the inaugural champ, Lyra Valkyria. The stipulation, Becky says, if you lose, you can't challenge. You can't be champion again as long as I'm champ. That's fine. He says we'll make it a no disqualification, no count out matchup. These two ladies beat the snot out of each other. In fact, there was one point where Lyra Valkyria's hands were tied with a zip tie. And she finally broke free and continued to beat up on Becky Lynch until Bayley got involved. And Becky Lynch has convinced Bayley to attack Lyra Valkyria. And then she threw down the kendo stick and actually threw down the crowbar and attacked Becky instead. But then Lyra Valkyria, Bayley went to go help Lyra, and she accidentally knocked Lyra out. And Becky Lynch finished Lyra off. Becky Lynch still remains the Intercontinental Champion. Lyra Valkyria can't challenge for the gold again, as long as Becky's champion. Maybe Bayley will step up to the plate. Or personally, I'd like to see Kairi Sane get that shot. I want to see Kairi Sane get that shot for the Intercontinental title. It's about time that woman holds some main roster singles gold around here. I know, listen, because right now the tag team titles are in the hands of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and we know the girls from the Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, are not going to let up until they get those belts back before Liv Morgan comes back from her injury. So right now, I like to see Kairi Sane challenge Becky Lynch and get that shot at the Women's Intercontinental title. Bayley too. Bayley can get some. But we'll see what happens tomorrow night on Raw. So that's for sure. The United States title on the line. So that was, let's see, I have 0 for 2 in that pick. 0 for 3. So I picked Motor City Machine Guns to win the tag titles. I'm 0 for 3. Not a great start, man. Not a great start. Then the United States title in the steel cage. Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. And as you know, the rest of the MFTs got involved in the matchup. And that enabled Solo Sikoa to retain the title. Dude, I'm 0 for 4. This is not happening. I was hot last night, but also in attendance, Jelly Roll, who performed last night at in the tag matchup on the losing end, Metro Boomin, who is basically Michael Cole's favorite rapper. The lovely ladies who sing the national anthem, they look very beautiful. I think literally BB Rexa was split into two. Talking about Tiger Lily Gold. And then the newest quarterback for the New York Giants, my brother-in-law Brandon Haskell's team. I want to make sure I have been friends with too many Brandons, but Brandon Haskell's, my brother-in-law Brandon Haskell's team, the New York Giants. That's right. Russell Wilson, who we playing for them, was in attendance with his family. And then the Intercontinental title. On the line is Dirty Dominic Mysterio defense against AJ Styles. And AJ and Dominic did whatever they could. And Dominic pulled an Eddie Guerrero when AJ Styles went to go for the calf crusher. And basically Dominic Mysterio loosened the boot. And like Eddie Guerrero did to Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. And Dirty Dominic used the boot to beat AJ Styles. Guess what? I am 0 for 5. Really? 0 for 5. I'm not doing very well. So, and then, ladies and gentlemen, the street fight for the undisputed WWE title, John Cena, Cody Rhodes. Oh, why did I do that? Give me a second. I want to get that out of the way. Thank you. I probably... This matchup, I thought the TLC match would steal the night. But this matchup, this main event match stole the night. Stole the show. And let me tell you, okay, these men went all out. In fact, Cody Rhodes said he wants the best John Cena. He wants the old school John Cena. The John Cena that will never quit in this street fight. Cena says you got it. Dude, this match, it could have gone either way. I could have gone 0 for 6 in this. But, in the end, Cody Rhodes is once again the undisputed WWE champion. I'm 1 for 5. So I have a grand total for both nights at SummerSlam. SummerSlam, okay? Now, Stephanie McMahon came out to announce over 60,000 people attended Night 2 of SummerSlam, combined with the 53,000 plus people came at SummerSlam Night 1 last night. A grand total of over 113,000 people plus at SummerSlam both nights, making it the biggest one in history. Congratulations, New Jersey MetLife Stadium. And so, Cody Rhodes won the title. Cody Rhodes was about to go get his title. John Cena, no, let me do it. John Cena picks up the title, looks at it, hands it to Cody Rhodes, gives him a hug. Passing of the torch. It was the passing of the torch. I think all along, here's my little theory on this, that The Rock was testing Cody Rhodes this whole time. He decided to put the biggest test against Cody Rhodes, and that would be John Cena. The Rock passed the torch to John Cena. John Cena now is passing the torch to Cody Rhodes in his final SummerSlam. It was a wonderful moment to see. But as Cody Rhodes decided to be a gentleman, let John Cena have the ring, let him have his final bow for the final SummerSlam. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when you hear that little guitar riff, I'm going, what? Would you believe? You thought that Seth Rollins' ruse of the century shocked everyone last night. The return of the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. I did not even expect this after all that he went through with the allegations with Vince McMahon. I don't know how this has happened. I don't know how the WWE or TKO even pulled this thing off. Getting Brock Lesnar to return to the company. He comes back. Cowboy hat, vest and all. He's got hair. His hair got longer. He does his little Brock Lesnar bounce. Jumps in the ring. John Cena's looking at his face. John Cena and Brock Lesnar have been the biggest rivals in the 2000s, man. And then all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar took his hat off, vest off, his hat off, hops into the ring. John Cena knew that he's going to go in for a fight. They're about to fight it out, but Brock Lesnar hits John Cena with the F5, gets down, takes his hat, basically walks away. Ladies and gentlemen, Brock Lesnar is coming back to be one of John Cena's final opponents for his career. 4 months left. 4 months left. At the end of this year, John Cena is done with the WWE. He's retiring from the ring. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, John Cena, those last 4 months are going to be torture for him. And believe me when I say this, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, one more time. Now, before I conclude this video, I forgot to put in one more little request from yesterday's video that I did about decision being made, playing my next move. Now, as most of y'all folks know, I have to take a mandatory sabbatical from live streams and live stream, live reactions, and rant and rave for the entire month. But the only exception I will make an appearance on a live stream will be tomorrow for the match game for Danny Lewis. That's the only thing, because that was the only because I made a commitment to that before what happened this past weekend happened. So I don't know. I don't need to go into any details. Most of y'all know already, because most of y'all support support the Rant and Rave crew and all. So this is was one more request I would like for everybody to respect. While I'm gone in my while I'm taking my sabbatical, I do not want anybody using my likeness to appear on their streams just and impersonate me and be funny about it. I am taking this very, very seriously. I'm taking this sabbatical very, very seriously. I need to do this sabbatical. I do not want anybody. I don't want anybody doing this for comical reasons, because this is not funny to me. It's not funny when people impersonate me and makes it look like I'm disrespecting the sabbatical. I do not want anybody to use my likeness on everyone else's streams. If I find out that my likeness has been used and people are impersonating me on other people's streams, I will message Brandon and Jordan about it. I will confront them about it. And I will not be a very happy camper. Please respect Brandon and Jordan. Let me have my sabbatical. And please do not use my likeness. Do not use my pictures while I'm on this sabbatical. Do not come in there using my picture and pictures and impersonating me. If I find out that was the case, I'm not going to be very happy about it. And I don't want anybody in the live chat impersonating me either. If I find out about that, I'm not going to be very happy about that. I'm taking this sabbatical very, very seriously. I need to take this seriously, and that's the way it's going to be. If anybody's got a problem with it, too bad. Because Brendan and Jordan made the rule. They called the shots. And I'm going to honor that request. Because I will not be dishonored and be disrespected ever again. Because to me, using my likeness and impersonating me is a sign of dishonor and a sign of disrespect. And I am not going to have that while I'm taking this sabbatical. I don't care if it's for funny and parody reasons. I don't give a crap. I don't want that done. If I find out that it's been done, there will be consequences. And none of you are going to like them. So, that is it for now for the SummerSlam Night 2 report. Thank you very much for tuning in. Tomorrow, we're going to have Tic-Tac-Doe. We're going to have Monday Night Raw. Event Center report as well. I'll see you all. Have a good night. And until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenangians of 1977. A Big Beefy E and Do It for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.